Welcome to Flashing Light Studios. We are joined by our Managing Director, Hlekulani Maluleke. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Amanda.
And just tell us about when you first started, what actually propelled or at least got you to start the business? What was that drive?
I moved to the Vaal. You would know the story. I had an engineering job from Cape Town for one of the leading steel manufacturers. And I moved to the Vaal, transferred to the Vaal to their bigger operation there in Van der Bijl Park. And when I got there, I just, the Joburg bug, even though I wasn't quite in Joburg, but for someone coming from Saldanha, I felt like I was in Joburg. So the Joburg bug just beat me of just having the drive to do more with one's potential. And I felt that there was something I could do in business. And that's when I started picking up on this old passion, which I had had from high school. When I bought a camera for my wife and she didn't use it. And then I picked it up and started shooting. And people were willing to pay for those photos. And from there, I saw some companies, some corporates paid a whole lot more than the people, my friends, that I had sold the photos to. And I thought there was something there which I could work on and expand. And that's when I thought, let me get into this thing as a business. And that was around 2015, end of 2015, early 2016. And that was the beginning of the story. So it was that drive to just want to self-actualize and do more with the potential that we all have.
And I guess that's why you chose the name, Flashing Lights, the ambition, yes, just
that's it.
From nothing to just this light that's just flowing all over and just self-actualization.
Yeah, look, funny story about the name. It's, you are giving it more meaning than it really had. But we were just into hip hop, Kanye West, Flashing Lights, all of that. So my friend and the guy I was with, Nyani at the time, we thought that was a good name. We wanted the glitz and glamour shooting parties and all of that. Yeah. So, but here we are doing the boring stuff, not so much parties, but that's what really pays the bills, and it's sustainable. The corporate stuff, some advertising work, and working with developmental agencies. And I really think we are doing more meaningful work now than we thought we would have back those days.
No, definitely. And just take us through some of the clients who really helped you, especially in those early stages, or maybe clients who've gone with Flashing Lights through the years.
Yeah, look, from as early as 2015, apart from the friends and the parties that we got to shoot, we got traction with some corporate clients that really made us realize that there's potential in this business. So first one being Life Healthcare, and it's a story about Life Healthcare, but that was in 2015. They really propelled me to get into this thing because I thought there was something here. But as the story goes, I thought they would come back the following day with the same money and the following week with more money. But they never came back until the next end of year function. And ever since then, we've just been doing end of year functions for them. But that helped us to propel us into looking for other clients. We've got, from those years, we were fortunate to get introduced to Discovery Health, their CSI division, some very good friends that we ended up making there at that department. And we also got into, in those years, we were fortunate to meet Exaro Resources, and there's a story behind that, but we are still with them to this day, and they've been quite, they've had a lot of impact on us. As you know, they are our anchor client. But more than that, they've really had an impact in our business through the enterprise and supplier development funding that we received. Even as recent as last year, when all things came to a screeching halt because of the COVID, and they assisted us with some relief money to just keep the lights on. But 2 years before that, they had given us some money to buy these assets that we have and to just capitalize the business. So they've been more than just a client, but a partner. And then we have others like the AU's agency, the African Peer Review Mechanism. We've also been with them for several years now, and they've exposed us to the greater continent. We've been to the likes of Kenya. You remember we were together in Ethiopia and Zambia and all over the place. And that really helped us to just gain a broader perspective of just how much work there is to be done on the continent. And I mean, our tagline now is got to do with Africa, you know, bringing Africa's ideas to light or to life. And our playground has really become Africa. When we think of scaling, we think on the African continent, that kind of level. So then we've got many other clients that have played their role in one form or the other, and the list is endless. But we are quite grateful for still having many of those to this day.
Yeah. And obviously, through the years, you've also moved studios. I know you started in the Val, from Val to Sandton. Take us through that journey.
From Val to Sandton. Sounds like you can write a book about that, from Val to Sandton. Look, the studio in Ernest started in the Val. I had a house there. And the Val in Van der Bijl Park, where I was still working as an engineer, I owned a property there, and in 1 year I experienced 3 break-ins. It was a traumatic year, but what came out of that is the last break-in, when they stole the flat screen TV. I thought, let me not give them what they want. Let me just take this insurance money and buy lights and set up a studio. I know not many people are interested in these lights. So the next time they in fact they did come another time, but they didn't get into the house, fortunately. But I know they would not have wanted these studio lights. They are of low value to them. They wanted the shiny flat screen. So that was the first studio. I practiced around there on the wife. And some people came to know the business through that studio in the lounge of that house I had in the Val. And then I got introduced to I started realizing how small the Val is, even though it's got these big towns, Sasolburg, Vereeniging, and Van der Bijl. Then I wanted to just be in Joburg, and I was traveling Joburg up and down looking for opportunities. And eventually we found a place in Newtown Junction. It was a new mall at the time, just opened. It was presenting a lot of opportunities for creatives, and so we opened a studio there, and that went on for 2 years or so. That really helped us to just build a client base because there were lots of walk-ins there. It's a mall environment, and we were just selling family portraits and weddings and that sort of thing. But a lot of the clients that we enjoy working with to this day really were built from that pool of walk-ins. I met a lot of people from various corporates that just walked in there to do family portraits, and then realized they work for this corporate and that corporate, and we ended up doing work with their organizations. So that was a very formative time of the business. And then from there, we thought we need to position ourselves in the production hub of Johannesburg, which is we saw as Randburg, next to the big MultiChoice and DSTV, SuperSport, those areas. We thought we could get some of the crumbs from the production houses there, and it worked for a good 2 years. But eventually, as we shifted our thinking, we thought let's just move to Sentin. This opportunity was driven by just this desire to be closer to the corporates themselves, but also to the WeWork model. As you know, we work from the WeWork model. It just presented itself with a lot of opportunities for us.
The team has really grown. It used to be at some stage just 2 to 3 team members, and now it's more than 10 that we're sitting on.
Yeah, like I said earlier, people. It's really about people. I mean, everything I've talked about to this point is about people, whether they're a customer, they're a partner, shareholder, team, employee, or family. It's people. So even with our team, the workforce, I think we've been fortunate to enjoy very good relationships over the years with so many people. Yourself, you are a key part of that. We worked together since 2016. You will recall. I've got lots of stories about those days, which I won't go into, but. We've enjoyed very good relationships, and for me, I've believed in relationships through and through, keeping your bridges, and just focusing on people. I can go on and on about the list. Yourself, Gabriel, having been very instrumental in building the video department. At some point, I worked with many other people that are not with us now, but I'm sure they would enjoy hearing their names mentioned. But I worked once with a very brilliant sales guy, Ikacheng. Very awkward, but very brilliant. He helped us secure 11 weddings in one summer, in one wedding season. And we were just busy shooting, and that's how Gabriel came in actually to edit all the mess that we had shot at these weddings. Then we had I had various partners along the way. Some chipped in with money. There's always been a need for money. Business, I suppose, if you start from scratch, you don't have a capital base that you're working from, you will always need money from your family. Your own money will run out. You can't sustain this thing from your own money. So I had a small pension, but it's all depleted.
So with the tagline, I guess, bringing Africa's ideas to life, what do you foresee the next 6 years for Flashing Lights being?
So I've been beaten by Bag, which I know has beaten you as well, and a few of our directors, of just creating originals. There's a big wave of originals. There's big production houses and streaming platforms that are looking for original work. There's so much so much stories that have not been told of Africa. So we are working on a big strategy to develop original work. Obviously, the fuel that keeps us going is the work that we get from our clients, the contracted work, and we are not going to survive without that. So we keep on pushing that, getting more contracts. We've got a contract now with the CSIR. Very grateful for that for the next 3 years until 2024. And hopefully we'll pick up more contracts like that. But we've got the facilities, we've got the equipment, we've got the people, the skills. So we want to create our own work, which we can sell. And I think it will be of a higher value than contracted work. And that can really sustain us. It will lead us into the next phase of growth. So we want to just create what we call Flashing Lights Originals. And we've already started. We did a story, a documentary on Jeff Maluleke. He's a legend. He's been in the game more than 2 decades, and he just disappeared from the public. And I felt we need to tell his story. to celebrate these legends, because it's important. They've contributed to our lives. Music is a big part of our lives. So to tell that story and to take it to the world, and so that was our first one. We've got a few other stories that we are working on, and we are hoping that big streaming platforms will buy this work, and that will help us create sustainability going forward into the future. So that's what's coming up. Yeah.
I don't know if you have any maybe a message that you'd like to share. Well, number one, to the clients that we have had and still continue to have, as well as the current team that we have.
Look, from the client's point of view, is we don't have a business without them, and we can't deliver without the team that we have here. So we are all one. We are stakeholders. That's the corporate language. It's the various stakeholders. Yeah. So so we don't have a business without our clients. So we appreciate their business, and please keep it coming. We like being busy, and we like to meet your challenges, and keep on exceeding your expectations. To our team, I just want to thank them, and I know they've, especially this year, has been super top. Not only have we been busy and trying to juggle all sorts of things, but we've lost obviously our colleagues, 2 colleagues that we sadly lost in the space of 1 month. Our beloved Naledi Moja and our brother William. Obviously that was a very difficult time, and we are still trying to come to terms with that. So to the team, please keep on keeping on, and we appreciate you, and we want to grow with everyone going into the future. So I encourage all of them to keep on developing themselves within the business, and we value all their contribution, and we can only deliver to our clients through them. Julep.